Alrighty, hey again out there. We're currently on part 154, and today is another easy day. Simple, fun base building. That's what we're all about. Um, I have no idea what I'm doing, if I'm being completely honest. No idea. All I know is I want to just build stuff, so that's what I'm gonna do, damn it. It shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, so we're currently on day 1627. If you can see right here on the F3 menu, and I want to build. So, yeah, last time we got some big stuff torn out finally. Um, Mainly we tore out all the old like terracotta from here, tore out a massive like chunk of land here. You can still see the remnants of it, of course. And so now we got a nice flat open space to work with again. And we can keep this mostly intact, honestly. I really like this part. Looks cool with the stairs going up, still functional, and then you've got a cool angle of the mountain. And as for any of this, I could not tell you. I have no idea. I'm gonna guess this is where an old staircase of mine was, so might want to do a little something about that. There we go. Do a little something like that. Oh, well, it's close enough. Oh, actually, now I can do something a little different. Hang on. If I'm not mistaken, this should line up exactly with that little bit over there. And then we can actually just line it up. So hey, that's good. I have to think too hard about this. Yeah, I've just been playing, in my free time, I'm playing a lot of Persona 5 Royal, a little bit of Splatoon. Actually getting pretty damn good at it now with Splatoon. And it's been pretty fun. It's been a nice change of pace for me. I'm not playing the same weapon like I've been playing for the past couple of years, and it's a weapon I'm actually good with now, or I'm getting better with every day. Still not perfect with it, of course, but I'm getting much better. Like, I can actually hit people, which, big deal, because I'm not actually too bad at the game. Oh, it's pretty nice. Let's see here. What do we got? I don't want to make a spare shulker box, but at the same time, nah. I should actually get some extra stairs to fill that in, though. Yeah, I think I'll grab those really quickly. I want to get something better than this scaffolding bit too. I think it's time this needs to go as well. And I need to I'm kind of feeling like I should relocate the entire enchantment room. This thing's just kind of been here. It's honestly not very useful anymore, given the fact that, oh, I don't know, I can buy every single enchantment from one easy consistent source. So enchanting just, and then that would be, it would be kind of okay to have if it would be kind of okay if I was really tight on levels all the time, but I'm just not. I have a guardian farm for XP. The actual trading hall provides a ton of XP on its own. I mean, it's pretty fucking huge. So it's just kind of not really worth having the enchantment area down there. Um, as for some of this, still some stuff I'd like to do. I still don't know what though. Might be getting it too ahead of myself, but we'll figure something out. But like I said, this angle, I like it. It looks cool. Still got all the stairs. You've got the giant mountain. Looks taller from this angle even. And then you've got the really fucking tall shit way out in the back. It just looks neat, and I like it. Still trying to figure out what to do though. We can walk over to this edge, which is cool. Not super useful at the moment, but I just thought of something, and I don't know if I should. And if I did, how long would it take? You know what? I think I will. Why not? We're gonna cut away a gigantic chunk of this land, and just kind of start over a little bit more with terraforming stuff. Um, which means I'm actually gonna need shulker boxes for this. I've been kind of a little neglectful on maintaining an actual like surplus of shulkers, even though I know I had the resources for it. We all do, but I just simply have not thought too hard about doing it, so I just kind of haven't, unfortunately. So we'll just turn all these into chests. Here we go. Good enough. There. And then we'll grab some shells. And we'll make as many as we can. And maybe store away the extra bits for right now. But this should be more than plenty for the time being. Maybe, we'll carve out some more stuff in the back here. I'm thinking about finally, like, sitting down and redoing the storage area a lot better, hopefully, so it's not nearly as cluttered. But maybe I should wait on that once I get a lot more space here to work with, so... Oh, hey, Writing Pigs, welcome. This world is fairly old. I've been playing this since February. Had to take a month off recently for a Category 5 hurricane, you know how it is. But over 1,600 days, day 1627, it's pretty good. Got good armor, swift sneak even. I've been to a couple of ancient cities. I'm just doing some base work. I kind of built a mountain range and then got very tired of building it after it was already done, so... I've been taking a massive break from that for... Oh, it's been like a month or two by now, hasn't it? I'll have to get back on that at some point, but I'm just kind of finally fixing up my actual base for once. I've been focusing on too many like super large projects when I should be just kind of working on my base. I mean, I finally have everything I need, and like more than that even, so... But yeah, 1,600 days, it's quite a lot. Of course, I don't plan on dying anytime soon, although if I have another Trident accident, I might have to start writing my will at that point, because that was not cool. I ended up getting a Riptide Trident not too long ago, using it while it was raining with an Elytra, and the game got ridiculously slow, and I kind of like landed really hard on the ground and popped a totem for it, so... I want to say, if I check, what is it, statistics? Right, should be times used. Wait, oh my god. Damn, I've dug a lot of blocks, it's crazy. Polished granite, really? I've never used I know I've bought polished granite too, that's the funny thing. Oh, because you can't really use building blocks, can you? You can place them, but not necessarily to use, I guess. Should be in the very low... I want to say it's like 6 or 7, huh? Yeah, 7 totems I've popped. That's been it, though. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Hi, random. I'm doing some base building, because I just want to tear out this massive chunk of land. Might turn into an actual proper storage area for once, so who knows. Might have to go up to that trading hall a little later. I kind of been really slacking on that up there. I want to maybe build up some of the pillars a little bit higher, but they're at least like fine where they are now, so there's no rush to do it. But maybe I should go turn on the mob switch actually, because I don't want to be dealing with random shit, because I'm not going to be able to light all this stuff up 24/7 at the moment. So hey, you know what? Maybe I'll go do that just so I can go show it off again. I worked hard on that mob switch. It took a very long time for me to do, because I'm basically learning it from like one, like not really a tutorial, but close enough to one to where you could actually like kind of eyeball it. And then not to mention it's probably the dumbest fucking one I could have done. Not really, it actually was pretty good, the Warden one, but I was going to build a shulker powered one, and I had even worked out like a basic design for it and everything, where it'd use like the same idea of like a shulker farm to like get all 70 shulkers, and then it would just put them in a container up somewhere safe. But, you know, that ended up not being the case, unfortunately, because I just, the Warden one ended up being quicker at the end of the day compared to that, because I would have had to wait for all the shulkers to duplicate, but then again, the shulker one would have been safer, but it's on the past, not like it would have mattered anymore. We're gonna throw some garbage away. Not really garbage, but it's, you know, I feel like keeping a hold of all this excess, because it's, you know, never know when you're gonna need it. And I am gonna probably need it at some point for like stone bricks, so we'll see. I guess let's just carve out some of this other crap and keep going. First, I'm actually gonna take a little detour out to the almost call it the Warden farm. It kind of is. It doubles. Well, no, actually, it doesn't double as my Catalyst farm. That was its own separate thing. I might have to remake that Catalyst farm at some point too. It never quite. It does work. It just doesn't work with the chunk loader because the Shriekers I chose were too close to each other to the actual mob switch. So I'll have to redo that at some point. It's been a while since I've been through here, so I kind of don't remember. Oh shit! I totally forgot to grab my book. Um, we'll head up to the Parthenon too at some point because I want to actually grab that book again with the coordinates of this world. That's why I write that down because I took a whole like month break and I barely remember where anything is. I kind of vaguely remember because of some of the torches, but you know, a lot of like more specific things and biomes I kind of need that book for. Especially if I get lost in the nether, like, you know, on the surface of it. So, let's see here. This isn't locked up, so if I go ahead and flip this to lock it up really quickly, and I pop through the overworld, it should be fine. It's going to get very loud. Not super loud, I think, but loud enough to be annoying. We'll take these, why not? Go ahead and pop on back through. I don't ever activate the lock on the one in the overworld, so we should be clear, hopefully. We should have an item in here. Yeah, okay. So it just sends it back and forth through this chunk loader. It keeps the chunk with the like 70 wardens loaded in it, and then no new mobs can spawn because it's all being taken up by the wardens. So yeah, kind of a peaceful mode in hardcore. It's just nice for doing some simple like building and digging and like, you know. But if I do this, so that means I don't get any gunpowder and string. I still get shulker shells, but mainly the gunpowder. Um, I actually might want to future-proof that farm now that I'm thinking about it. Because with 1.19.3, mobs aren't going to be able to spawn on scaffolding anymore, which is, you know, how my entire gunpowder farm works. So I'll have to just take out the old scaffolding that's there and replace it with just solid blocks. I mean, I have plenty of excess cobblestones, so that can't go too wrong. That shouldn't be too bad. Yep, trading hall moment. Where did I put those books? Should be in the other side then, because one of these is a more personal chest. Book and quill. We got anything like that? Oh, fuck. Oh, God. Oh, shit. I hope I just tucked it away in a random shulker box and didn't think too hard about it that one day. Oh, fuck. That's actually going to be kind of toxic. Uh-oh. Oh, it's looking more and more like it. Ah, shit. Alright, I might have lost my really cool book with all my coordinates in it, so that's kind of not cool. Did I really fucking lose? There's no way I lost that. I mean, it's pretty fucking important. I couldn't have just lost it. It looks like I did. Wait, what? It's gotta be in one of these then. The book and quill. Rick's. Nope. Gotta take that ancient debris out of here. Yeah, it's gotta be in one of these if you said you saw it. Bottom chest. The enchanted one. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Yeah, I was about to say, if I had lost that, that would seriously have not been very cool. But thanks for pointing that out to me. And I have got to get some shit sorted better. So naturally, I'm going to tuck these away where I don't have to look at them. So, you know, it's not a problem that doesn't exist if I can't see it. But yeah, I'm going to have to actually really sit down and fix that stuff up. Get it sorted. Oh, I can also maybe tuck these away in there. I'll keep that on me. Yeah, okay. That works. Still pretty laggy up here, but the fact that the game runs at all is still pretty nice. It's about 30 FPS, so it's not too bad, but it's kind of cool though with how high up this is, and it's at just the right height where like you can see down into it pretty hard, but like then the render distance fog kind of kicks in, and you know it just looks cool. Especially too since I almost jumped off without my elytra as well, by the way. But yeah, it looks neat. Go ahead and just swoop on down here. And keep carving away some more of this stuff. We'll just take something like this out. I'll have extra time to light it up later too, so there's no rush. And maybe I should keep some of that patched up and then just wipe this stuff away. So I don't want to carve all of it away, but I do want to carve a lot of it away. It's just I don't know what parts I might want to keep, you know? And it's not really super hard to rebuild or nothing, I just would like to avoid it if I can. But yeah, that mob switch should make my life a little bit easier. Not that much easier. Even if something like blows up on me, I'm wearing my chest plate, I've got resistance, it's not doing anything to me anytime soon, so. Oh, sweet. I'm gonna actually be building another chunk loader at some point too for something else entirely, but chunk loaders, dude, they are very, very cool, and it's kind of nice to just be able to have them. You can also use, to some extent, you can use the chunk loaders to power like other farms too. Redstone stops working like pretty quickly, like when it's farther away from the chunk loader. I think redstone has to be in the same chunk as the chunk loader for it to work, because if not, it'll be like a 3x3 like square of chunks. Actually, let me see something really quickly. There's gotta be something for, like, I know there's gotta be like something that shows this or that they've talked about before. If a single chunk is loaded in the world, it will not process any entities, but only handle block updates and things like terrain population. That's a lazy chunk. For a chunk to become an entity processing chunk, it needs to be in the center of a 5x5 grid of loaded chunks. It's possible to use the method above to create a grid of 5x5 loaded chunks. When an entity loads another portal to use a 5x5 area of chunks, having the chunk containing the portal in the middle, the outer chunks are lazy chunks. Okay. So yeah, so the very center chunk, when you make another portal loader, is the one that actually still like processes entities and redstone by the looks of it. So yeah, that would be pretty good. And it has to be the one in the dead center, which means I would still be able to build like just one chunk full of random shit, which should be fine. Because I want to dig out a whole chunk like top to bottom and just fill it with like farms and have like a chunk loader in it too. So now I know it has to be in the same one for sure. So not too big of a deal. Ought to be pretty interesting. I'll probably test it out with a pretty small and like easy farm. Probably something like a simple like bamboo farm or whatever. Especially the flying machine ones, because if the chunk loader works for the flying machine, that ought to be pretty interesting. Because means I'll be able to trigger a flying machine all the way out there and have it on a clock and all that. So if I can just keep having it run on a clock, it should be pretty nifty. Because I really want to start farming a bunch of bamboo now, because when Dot 3 comes out, you're gonna end up being able to turn bamboo into planks, and I'll be able to actually like finally make like a huge amount of chests again. So I'm gonna just try and get ready for that pretty much. I don't know if I should be up this high yet, but we'll clean this stuff out. Kind of go bit by bit. There we go. Hey Joseph, it's been a while. I'm finally back. How you been? Oh, Georgie, what are you doing? Oh, I got my cat under me. He's trying to take a nap, but he's cute, so it's fine. What are you doing? Oh, what are you up to? Oh, no, 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 no. We're gonna clear more of this crap out. There we go. Yeah, I left for a couple of weeks to just take a break, and then as I was on my break, an entire hurricane hit like a couple of miles away from me, so it took a while. I have to do something really quickly. Give me a moment. Give me a sec. I'll be right back. Sorry. Alright, sorry about that. I did take care of something really quickly, but it's not too big a deal. I'm gonna light up a little bit just while I'm thinking about it. I may have the mob switch on, but I still need to take some care and lighten this stuff up, We got some more shit here I can get rid of. There we go. Good. And I still have to do this, so of course I do. Give me another sec, sorry. Alright, there we go, I'm back, but actually this time. But yeah, as far as I know, it's 1.19.3 is it's gonna have bamboo planks, which they're still normal planks, so you can make a ton of chests out of them, and they're like fully automatic without like a TNT duper. So they're still really good too, either way. And they look pretty too, so might end up using them as a decoration block for a while, or building block. So either way, that'd be pretty cool. go ahead and just rid some of this and keep tearing out more of the terrain, honestly. Up to this part. We'll leave like a little bit of it intact to some extent. There's no reason not to. Like this stuff we can probably just refill in. There we go. Do a little bit of something like this. Oh yeah, I ended up tearing. This used to all be wooden logs where this like ominous strip of like land is, so it's kind of why it's just kind of out of place, you know. But it'll regrow with grass. I can always do it manually too at some point if I really need to, but it should be fine. Here we go. But yeah, outside of video games and all that, I've been trying to get ready to get back to college, and then I'm still taking my real estate class. I've only got what is it, about 10 units left on it before I can take the final and the state exam and all that. So that'll be pretty cool. Then after that, I gotta take a class to become like an insurance claims adjuster. I don't have to, I want to, but it seems like it's fairly easy money, all things considered. And it's at least somewhat consistent. Like someone's always going to need help with insurance somewhere in the world, or somewhere in the country at least. So I can do it remotely, and then it's, you get paid based on the number of claims you do, which is pretty good. Shouldn't really be too hard. But yeah, I'm just still enjoying the time off I have while I still can. And give me another second. I'm sorry this keeps happening, but something I gotta take care of again. Alright, I think I'm back this time. Probably. My mom calling me about something, but it should be fine now. Voice gave out a little bit there, but yep. Just focusing on taking this real estate course. Once I get that done, I'm allowed to sell real estate and earn a commission off of it. And then once I kind of get that class done, I'm planning on taking a class to become a claims adjuster for like insurance companies and whatnot. And so apparently it's remote work and it's pretty easy and like standard and like well regulated work. So it's nothing like super difficult or vague. It's just, hey, do they take pictures of what they need to actually file a correct claim? If they don't, tell them what they did wrong, ask them to go retake a couple of extra pictures, and then boom, that's it. So it's because I would just be a desk adjuster. I would just be like double checking the work of the field adjusters. So seems like it's a pretty easy gig. Of course, you have to be certified for it or licensed, so I'd have to pick one of those up. But again, it's not really too bad. I've had to be in college for nearly 5 years now, so I'm kind of used to just taking like college level classes at least, in terms of just studying for like a couple of weeks big and taking a big exam at the end of it or whatever. So it's really not too big a deal for me anymore. I think it's nice though. I actually got to do another unit of it today after I'm done with this. But they really aren't that hard. They're just kind of boring and time consuming, but don't take that long either for what it's worth. It'll take a lot longer to study for the final though compared to actually doing the class for me. So telling it one good shot at it, and if I don't do it, then I have to wait a whole month to like be able to take the second exam. And if I fail that, then I just have to retake the whole course. So. Oh, not really about checking for fraud with it, from what I know, because I've got a neighbor who does it for a living. He actually, told me about it. That's why I'm looking into it. But it's not necessarily about checking for fraud, because the people who send the photos are actual like field adjusters. So they take the photos, and you're working with them. They just take the photos and then they send them to you, and then you double check that there's enough information to actually make a claim. And if there's not enough information, like there's not enough pictures of like a specific part of damage, or like enough of a picture for like scale and reference to like the rest of the house or something like that, then you would just like ask them to, fix that, or, fix so and so or whatever. And then once everything was like up to standard or whatever, then you could just approve it, and then it would start getting like processed and all that kind of stuff. So you're not really like checking for fraud in that kind of position. You're just like making sure that they have enough like evidence to actually file a claim is all. So it's really nothing too hard from what I've heard. It's not that it's inherently easy, but like there are much harder jobs, of course. So especially to the field adjusters, they have you like actually like driving out to like the place to take pictures of. But I'm aiming to be a desk adjuster where I'm at a desk, or aka work from home, to be able to just take pictures of stuff. And the main thing with it being work from home for me is that I can pick up like a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth job that are all like kind of similar, and just you have to focus a little bit at certain times, but like for the most part you're just waiting on like a lot of downtime. So it just would be kind of good to have, like, because there's so many jobs where like you do have to do stuff, but you have like hours of like downtime per day just waiting for like a response, or like waiting to be allowed to do something else. So to have like another job or three like in the same time that's doing that as well, you could make some serious money off of it. And then some, even if they're not paying that much by themselves, you pick up four of those and they're work from home. That's the big thing. If this was like like doing customer service in person, and it was like four jobs like that, nah, is it's just you have to dedicate all your time to just being there, and you still have to be professional even when you're not really doing anything. You're just waiting for a customer, so it's just not really worth it to me. Plus, I got a degree now. I might as well see if I can't like use it at this point. Doesn't seem like it'd be too bad. Um, it might be. It might depend. I'm not too familiar with it. It might be by. I know for a fact he did talk about it being by volume, but it's like the numbers he was using like for like somebody starting out, aka me, would be like something in the ballpark of like $50 a claim. Which if you fill in like two claims a day or whatever, you're making like $100 a day at bare minimum. So like assuming it's like an 8-hour work day, which it wouldn't be, but my like frame of reference, 8-hour work day, at that rate you're making like 12.50 an hour for only just filing like two claims. And of course you can file more. I mean, you could be making some serious money, especially with the hurricane that ended up hitting us. Since he's still an insurance adjuster, he's telling me about it and all that. But I mean, the dude's starting to make at some points between certain disasters, because people have to file insurance claims like during a disaster. So he's just the one who like helps him files it, and takes pictures for him and all that kind of stuff. He might be making like upwards of $1,000 in a single day if there's like enough claims just coming through to him at a given point. It's pretty good. But it's like it can be really good money if there's like something that happens, and then you can do it across the country too. If they need help at Michigan for like a snowstorm or whatever, you can file for those, ask them for the right pictures, because it's all like standard rules. Like you just make sure the pictures are taken, follow the rules that they've already set out and all that to actually file a good claim, and then you just tell them if it's good or not, and that's it. It's not too hard. Oh, Hurricane Ian. Yeah, that's what just happened about a little over a month ago by now. Not even a little over a month. I think it is just about to be a month on the 27th, right? Something like that. But yeah, I don't remember or even know, to be quite honest, if it ever did reach Category 5. Because a Category 5 hurricane has sustained winds of like 157 miles per hour. And I do know for a fact, though, that it did hit sustained winds of 155 miles an hour. So a 2 mile an hour difference is still a difference, but it's still really fucking strong. It's not like some wimpy little like Category 1 or like tropical storm. Like this thing, like was bad, and it was way more massive apparently compared to some other ones we've had historically. And also, it hit like only a couple of miles from where I live right now, so we got very lucky to be able to even have a house, or what's on a house? It's a trailer, but you get my point. That just makes it even more lucky because we live in a trailer, so for it to not just be totally fucking gone is kind of a big deal. Oh wow. Yeah, well, here, people lost like their entire homes between like flood damage. Like they had like 4 feet of water in their houses and all that, and lost all their furniture. Some of them just straight up don't have homes anymore because they just kind of like are just gone, pretty much blown away in the wind. We have there's an island called Estero Island, and that's where like Fort Myers Beach is, which I only live maybe a couple minutes away from, and there's no buildings left on that island anymore. There's maybe like one or two that were like really sturdy, but that thing apparently was pretty much like blown away, like clean off the face of the earth. Like it was that bad. So that's always fun to hear about. Yeah, Florida got hit, but we were literally like only a couple of miles from the direct center of the storm, so we got hit extra hard where I'm at. So it's not very fun. We got through it just fine. We went to someone else's place, and they actually had like a house with walls instead of like an RV, so that worked out a lot better. Um, Surprisingly enough, I didn't actually lose my car somehow, even though like I did have like a water line on it, but it didn't actually get high enough to get into my engine or anything. So I got really lucky there, and yeah, it just was extremely lucky for us all the way around, like extremely nuts. So, but it was kind of insane. So the storm itself, we had like storm shutters on. Can't really hear a whole bunch or well see anything when you got storm shutters on because it's just big plates of metal like straight in front of your window, so of course you can't see out of them. But no, we got a way out of it pretty easy. So oh yeah, well even then we had enough places we could have gone to where it wouldn't have been too big of a deal. So we did get lucky, but you know almost lost everything. If the trailer had tipped over, it would have been a whole different story. Because it would have definitely gotten completely submerged in water if it had tipped over. And when it's submerged in water, you've got a ton of water damage, not to mention like anything electronic in here would definitely be soaked and gone. So would have actually unironically lost this entire hardcore world, which not really that big of a concern compared to losing an entire house, but still would have sucked. My computer, which would have been a big deal, and same with my laptop because I kind of need those for school and also to help my mom out with a ton of her stuff, so not having either. Extremely bad because no way to pay certain bills at some point, so that would have been good. But yeah, it just was another hurricane. We had like Hurricane Irma about 5 years ago by now. That one just kind of happened. We got really lucky because we were in another like we stayed at our old house for it, but we used to live in the army barracks, so the things are made out of like concrete filled with concrete. So it's basically made out of those like tough like concrete cinder blocks, and the holes in them are filled with like concrete. So you can't even hear anything that well outside, and then they're just solid as all hell. Like there's no way they get blown over like at all. So we ended up getting lucky being there for that one, and hurricane season's no fun. Oh, that's fair. I mean, I kind of was already getting tired of playing Minecraft a couple of weeks ago, and then that hurricane hit, but it gave me some time to reflect, which is why I'm not like focusing on the mountain right now or the Parthenon or that's why I'm like actually working on like my actual base for once and for a while too now. I should back up my world, but I just haven't gotten around to it, and to be honest, I kind of, well, not that I don't want to, but I really should, shouldn't I? I just don't want it to, like, feel cheap. Like, I don't want to, like, die one day, and then I, like, look at a recent back, I'm like, huh, I got that itch to keep playing, which I think, wait, I could literally just fucking delete the backup if I die in the world, okay. Like, not the actual world itself, just the backup of it. That actually wouldn't be too bad. Or hell, once I end up dying in this world at some point, I'll probably end up making a backup and figuring out how to, like, publish it for anyone else who wants to, like, download and play on it. Just see what I've been up to. I think that'd be pretty cool. Of course, it's nothing super interesting, it's just like a normal world. Well, not as normal as it gets with a piece of shit mountain range like that, but not too bad. Just cool to look at least. Yeah, once this one eventually, like, dies off because I literally die in it, 'cause I've just accepted it, it's gonna happen, To lie and say that it wouldn't happen would just be rude. I mean, it's an inevitability with things like this that it will go away. Because I will eventually have, like, that big lapse in judgment and not, like, realize I need a totem right now, or I mean, I literally almost had it fighting the Ender Dragon a couple of months ago. Like, that was literally the closest I think it's really ever gotten. So it has almost happened before, so not too far-fetched to say it really will happen one day. Just fine. Oh yeah, and just in case the world gets corrupted, that's true. I'm always very sketchy when it comes to updating to, like, a new update, even if it is like a. So I don't ever update this to, like, snapshots or anything. But when it's a full release, I really should make a backup of it just in case, because if I update to a full release and they find some critical error out of nowhere, which they really never do. But if they ever did, and I didn't have a backup of it, and I lost it to that wouldn't be very cool. So I really should look into that. But it's fine for right now. I want that back. There we go. Oh, if I'm lucky, I'll live forever, but who knows? It's been 1628. It's been 1,628 days in this world, so I still got another couple thousand in, like, bare minimum at least, as long as I don't make any, like, really dumb mistakes. But although I did have a accident with the Riptide Trident a couple of days ago. It was raining, so I had my elytra on, and I was messing with the Riptide Trident because I was just, like, trying to fast travel to go look for a cool mountain biome. And then I decided I wanted to go back to my base, and so I'm heading back to my base. I load so many chunks at once that the world just kind of stops loading for, like, an entire, like, minute by the looks of it. And then once it did load, I was already, like, back on solid ground, and I had popped a totem for it. So that's cool. Definitely would have killed me had I not been holding a totem. It was still fun though, at least. I've got plenty of totems, so it's not like I have to really, like, sweat over losing a totem. I still have a working raid farm. It'd be different if the raid farm didn't work, but I have, like, a stockpile of, like, a ton of totems anyways, like multiple hundreds of them. So realistically, I'll never run out of it. That's actually a fair point. I should do a world tour, shouldn't I? I hit day 2000. Yeah, that'd be a pretty fair point. I gotta get some better software to edit stuff like that, though. I kind of have a little bit, but it's, I want something more. And Photoshop and all that kind of stuff. Not really Photoshop, but, like, I used to use, like, Adobe Premiere when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, I mean when I was in middle school, like 9 years ago by now. That's what I used to use. That's what I was taught, so that's the one I want to try and use. But it costs a lot of money. I don't have it yet. I will at some point, so who knows, but can't talk about the other thing because that's illegal, and I don't know what you're referring to when you say that. Who knows? Could be anything. But I actually just checked today. Fun fact. It was 7. I want to say. Say it's only been 7. Let's scroll. Here we go. Should be right in the realm of it. Yeah, there we go. Totems 7 used. I wonder what this one is. 776. I've used 7. I've picked up 76, and I've dropped 3 of them. When did I fucking drop 3? Did I throw it out of my inventory? That's what it means, is, like, throwing it out of your inventory is what they're referring to when it comes to drop. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus, man. It's still sand. It's still fucking sand, dude. Come on. Man, God, I went nuts with that fucking sand. And that terracotta, too. Jesus, man. Oh my god. Man, okay. Yeah, when I was gathering materials for that sphere, I mined out a ton of sand for the sphere to smelt in the glass, and like it's still sitting there in like 50 shulker boxes. I just haven't gotten around to placing it yet. But it's still my most mined thing because I just mined that much of it, I guess. So Jesus, man, that's a lot. That's pretty fucking huge. That's a lot of sand to be mining all the time. Like, good lord. If I don't have to keep mining it for the rest of my life, I mean, that was a lot of shit to be. Um, oh, I do like this archway though. Nah, actually, I don't. Just kidding. I will probably cut it off here, then leave this little bit intact-ish, maybe. Might have to rework it a little bit though, but yeah, ton of sand. I needed it for all the glass. Like, I'm talking like I needed like 88,000 like glass blocks or so to finish that sphere, and then I still haven't built it at all. I haven't touched it since April of this year, so it's been really fucking long. And I should get back to doing it realistically, but also just as realistically, that will not happen for a very long time because the whole point of that project was to be something I could never finish. Just so that way I would always have something to do if I really like give yourself an impossible goal so that way you never run out of things to do in the world to some extent. Because that way, if you do actually pull it off, you've just pulled off something like a really fucking big that's just undeniably cool in terms of just sheer scale, you know? It'll look cool when it's done, but I don't ever expect it to be done. So, who knows? It's still pretty neat though, I like it. We'll do that. I'm gonna have to rework something. I guess I will. It's a shame. Oh well. Just keep digging this stuff out. Now, I don't know what I'm gonna put here, honestly. I want to do something here. And we'll just flatten it out to match up with the stairs here, and then we'll call it done for the terraforming for right now. That's fair. I'm actually planning on putting one in that sphere too at some point, but I actually have to build that up first, and then it's just, I don't know, like city planning is a lot of effort, and I still am not like quite comfortable with like any good block palettes yet, or just actually building, you know. That's another thing too. I still don't really like building that much. Like I can when I really need to. I'm like actually like in the mood to do it, but for the most part it's just kind of like something that's there vaguely, and then I just kind of ignore go do anything else. Like with the Parthenon. That one's a little different though, because the amount of quartz I needed was just unreal. So I had to wait a while to even get enough to. I mean, seriously, quartz blocks, man, they are a total pain in the ass to get a ton of. They are no fun at all, and they just take a lot of time. Still cool though. They still look really pretty, but man, they just ooh. Quartz is no fun. Although it does look good, so I usually let it slide. That's a nice thing about having so many stonemasons, though, is I can get, like... Oh, I did the numbers... I crunched the numbers on it a long time ago by now. Or only a couple months ago, I guess, but... It was, they trade with you 12 times before they get locked out, and you can do that 2 times a day, so it was, like... 24 per villager by 36 villagers was, like, a large number. Let's see here. Oh, 360, 720, and then another 140. 864 by the looks of it is what it was. So get 864 blocks of quartz. You know, out of doing all that trading, which is like a little more than half a shulker box. So it's pretty good. Exactly. Yeah, is when it gets overwhelming. I kind of have that. I'm getting a little bit better at not having that kind of like analysis paralysis is what I've called it. I know other people call it that too, but and that kind of analysis paralysis really does fucking stink because you really do want to do something, but you have too many options, so it's like you don't want to do anything at the same time because you can't choose, you know? So at that point, I would just say fuck it and just pick the thing that looks cool or something that you want to do. At the same time, if you knew what you wanted to do, then you would just do it, which is fair enough. But analysis paralysis is not fun, to put it lightly. We're gonna replace some of this dirt and kind of gravel with stone, just to have it be like nice and stone and even for now. I'm gonna leave this massive chunk in place and just probably hollow it out. Maybe even be able to connect it up into that. But I should be able to use it as a thing for storage, you know, just haul it out, put a bunch of chests in here, and actually give it more space and decoration to work with this time. That's the big thing. So that should be pretty cool. I'll just make it solid the whole way. Why not? I got plenty of stone to spare right now, so it don't really matter. Oh. That. I don't have any more dirt, that's fine. That's what it is, too, to be fair. Like, you know, got so many decisions you can't make any of them because there's too many that you could make, you know? So at that point, I would just pick whatever's easiest to do. Maybe not something that you'd want to do, but whatever's easiest, I would just go for it at that point because it's just, well, why not, you know? Oh, I need to start using moss more, like on like the top layers of stuff like this. I really need to start doing that. Probably what I'll do actually. So we'll fill in a good chunk of this with oops. We'll fill in a good chunk of this with, you know, stone and all that. And then I'll probably go grab some moss too. So that'll be pretty good. I want to repair my pickaxe soon. I'll do it at the trading hall instead of the guardian farm, even if it might be quicker, because I want the drops, you know. I want my bottles of enchanting, and I want my, you know, massive amount of golden carrots stockpiled, and I want all my quartz stockpiled, and oh, I could even stockpile a ton of redstone too. Actually, that would be kind of good. I got a nice chunk of it up there, but I want more. Damn it. But yeah, we'll just carve this out, even it out a little bit here. Here we go. And then as for this part, we'll just do that, and then I'll come back in a little bit with some extra dirt and stuff. Alright, there we go. And then we'll get the rest of the dirt there. I was gonna make an auto storage system, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Mainly because I'm still trying to settle on a design that's like cheap and like easy to tile. At some point, I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and make it like ridiculously expensive, but I kind of want a good space for it. Because originally it was going to go up there in the Parthenon on like a second story. That was the original plan. And then I got all the villagers in place and realized, wow, I'm lucky to get like 40 FPS up there consistently. So to have a redstone powered storage system up there on top of all the villagers would just, nah, it just would not have done me any favors. So it's probably going to end up going in something like this. I don't know what exactly I should be looking for it yet, but I do know I want it to exist like in this area, so that's what I'm planning on at least. I don't like the look of that though. Hang on, let me see something really quickly. 3 wide. Okay, so it kind of did it, but we just don't have the space for it at the moment. But that frog jumped somewhere. There's a frog that had naturally spawned. I don't know where it is yet, but yeah, bamboo planks being in the next update is kind of a big deal for me since I'll actually be able to, you know, have them farm wood automatically. Cause I actually don't have a wood farm yet. Still, I've got a nice like looking manual one, where it's just basically like just, you know, easily like outlined stuff, but for the most part, it's nothing really too spectacular. It's literally just like cobblestone in the ground, more or less. So it's nothing really cool. Uh-oh, I've had a good idea for once. By good idea, I'm pretty sure I saw this on YouTube or a Reddit post not too long ago, so Actually, I am pretty sure it was something like somebody had carved something like out of stone. Might have been that crossover. Who knows? I don't remember who did it first because it's not something anyone really does first. It just kind of happens like a decade ago, and then people kind of remember that's a thing, and it is cool. But basically, just taking a massive stone and like carving out some like pillars in it, and then make little arches in between. It just is cool. It just looks cool. Oh, actually, I've already done that. Funny enough, still need to harvest it, but you want any inspiration, here you go. It's just, basic, normal, standard flying machine farm. Got your water source in these half slabs here. So you fill up, like, 4 of them with sugarcane and then the other 4 with bamboo. And then, basically, I would just build the sugarcane farm first, like, as efficient as you can. Like, the way I've spaced out the water, it leaves, like, very few, like, air gaps. And then if there are gaps, you just plant bamboo in them. And since you get so much more bamboo compared to sugarcane, it about evens it out a bit. So it's pretty cool. Stone carving, yeah, I guess that's the right term for what I was trying to do up there. And it looks cool, and I like it, so I'm gonna keep at it. But now you can definitely get away with just like making a normal like sugarcane farm with like the best layout, and then just using like the air gaps that are gonna come out of it anyways to just plant bamboo in, because it grows up like much taller, so it evens out pretty well, and it still looks good. That's fair. The flying machine bamboo farms, those things are a staple, and they're like really good anyway. So no reason not to ever have one once you get a hold of some slime. Especially now more than ever. Now that it's a wood farm too, or that it's gonna be a wood farm, I'm like really looking forward to that. That's just nice to be able to have a proper like wood farm without having to use any like TNT dupers or anything like that. You could make them without TNT dupers, but like the amount of TNT that you would be using to do that is just absurd. It still does cost a lot at the end of the day, so not something I'd like to do if I could help it, and I can help it. I will. So yeah, like having different ways to renew some stuff. It's pretty nice. But I'm just gonna fill this stuff in. Gonna figure it out from there. Keep hearing that frog jumping around too. I don't know where he is. I think one of them had naturally spawned since we are still in a swamp biome technically around here. But at the same time, I think they're the ones that are in there that I trapped. I did see one jumping around here though a couple of days ago. I did have a funny moment. Well, okay, calling it that after what I'm about to say does seem kind of mean. Well, not really a funny moment, but it was just memorable. I guess that might be a better word to use here. We actually did have an actual frog in this trailer a couple of weeks ago. Just had crawled in somewhere sometime. Don't know how, don't know when, but he was there regardless. And I tried being nice, getting him outside, all that kind of stuff. He would not cooperate. He kept going back into the trailer and, tried getting the cats to kill him. And then I would just take him out from there. They didn't. So what ended up having to happen was I was trying to like push him out with a broom and all that, like just kind of like sweep him outside, so like nothing like mean or like forceful. He just wouldn't fucking go. So I ended up like kind of breaking his leg with a broom handle and like pretty much beat the shit out of it until it had died. And then I took it out because, really did not want to mess with a frog at that point in time. But to say it was kind of surreal is an understatement. It was just weird because you could see it like trying to hop away, and I definitely broke its back leg, like no questions asked. I broke its back leg pretty bad. I mean, dude could barely walk after a certain point. And I don't know if I'd actually ended up crushing it to death, but he definitely did die. That's for sure. He just kind of gave out at some point, and just that was it. He was gone. So, uh, not very fun. Not fun for me. Felt really bad about it afterwards, and then kind of just forgot about it a little bit later. So, but it was just kind of surreal to some extent. Well, hey, I gave him plenty of chances to get out. I was trying to just, I even had the door fully open and everything. Hey, he just would not fucking go. I had to practically tear the whole house apart to like move the furniture out of the way to try and give him some more space to go. He just wouldn't, and and he died. Unrelated. Could have been anything. But It just was kind of surreal. Just never had to do anything like that before, so it just was kind of weird. It's one thing if maybe you like stomp on it and like like a fly or something like or like a roach in like one foul swoop and that's it, it's the end of it. But he definitely died a very like painful death because I stomped on his back pretty hard with a broom handle and then it was I didn't actually like stomp on him with like my foot or nothing. That would just be cruel. But you know something in his body definitely broke after I was done with him, which not very cool. So it not feel right. I did give him a chance and a ton of them at that, so motherfucker should have taken it. There we go. Oh my god, a perfect distance? No way. Do a little something like this. Yeah, still got a little bit left here. Alright. Oh, damn it. Put that back in place. There we go. Yeah. He's too small to be worth anything out of it, though. Although I do know frog legs are definitely I don't know if they're a big thing down here. I know they might have been in Louisiana or Georgia, but they probably are in Florida too to some extent, especially with gator too. That's another pretty big thing, but nah. He got cooked pretty big time though, because he was out in the sun as he was dead, so he probably did get cooked to some extent. But is what it is. I see everything tastes like chicken though. That's the thing. That's the trick. Let me fill in this part first, and maybe like add just a smidge of definition with the like actual like arches. That would probably be a good idea. But I'm starting to, I can dig it. I can vibe with this. That and hop over here. Not like that frog though. He can't hop anymore. Got him, but I can dig it pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Not too bad. We'll pop down a crafting table, make some stairs, and probably just some basic slabs as well. There we go. Pretty good. I haven't seen any around here specifically, but I know they probably do exist since I am in like southern Florida, so I have seen them before, like in person. Probably almost ended up dying to one time. That one was funny, but for the most part, not that I've really seen around here. Luckily, they're not very cool to be around. I don't like gators, and neither should you because they just are very sketchy by default. I mean, seriously, the things are strong, and they're just not good. We'll just do some basic little arches. I won't really do anything with the slabs, but I don't really need to. Let's see here. Keep switching this stuff out. Maybe we should switch out the torches, but whatever. There we go. Okay, I don't know how I did that, but oh yeah, I could just do this, couldn't I? There you go. That was pretty funny though. It's funny in hindsight, but not when it was happening at the time, of course. But what ended up happening was my mom goes to a conference. Well, she doesn't do it anymore, but she used to go to this kind of conference, once a year or so to learn about some other shit, for her job and all that. And so she leaves me with a friend of mine and his family, all that kind of stuff. And he's got a sister, and his cousin was over at the time too. So what ended up happening was, he was kind of messing with his sister and all that, and he pretty much like threw her soccer ball into a canal by accident. And canals in Florida are sketchy. Don't go in them. They unironically are probably gator infested just by default because there are just that many hanging around. We threw it into the water, and I'm like, no, we should go get it back because it would just be rude not to. And they're like, fine, let's go get it back. So, we get ready, bathing suit and all. We go get changed to go get it back. So it's me, my friend, and his cousin, and we go in the canal to go get it back, and his little sister's on the shore, and she just starts screaming that there's like an alligator in the water. So he looks back, and he thinks it's a log, and he's like, "Shut up! It ain't nothing. It's just a log." And then I look back for myself because I was always taught to just not trust what other people say when it comes to like something like that. If it's something important that you might want to double check on because it could cost you big time, it's something you want to double check too, even if you know they're right. And so I look back too, and no, you could definitely tell it was a gator. Like motherfucker had the eye on us and everything. So I tell my friend, hey, she's actually right. We need to fucking leave like now. And then he looks back. He's like, no, you serious? I'm like, yeah. Like you seriously need to look. And this had to have been like when I was like 13 or something. It was a couple of years before I had gotten into college, and then it was still when I was in middle school, I want to say. So it had to have been when I was about 13 or so. But yeah, he looked back too, and he saw, and he was like, "Oh shit!" So we ended up swimming back to like a dock. He got himself out of the water first, then he helps me up, and then his cousin is just being lazy. He's like, "Oh, it's not that close behind me or whatever." And then we're like yelling at him, like, "Bro, it literally is. It's like maybe 20 feet behind you and all that." And because it had started like stalking us, which we're lucky it had just stalked us and not like thought we were like actual like food, because they're kind of meant to swim fast, so they would swim fast, and then we would have just died. Not cool. But no, it just ended up stalking us. We all get out of the water. He gets out after enough time, and then he's just kind of sitting there chilling. He just looks cool, and it was just very sketchy overall, to be perfectly honest. We got very lucky it wasn't worse, like the thing had actually like chased us or not, because it really could have just straight up killed one of us or all of us. I mean, those things are strong. Like they got massive biting force on top of just being fast and like fat. I mean, things don't really have any weak points other than like I think their snouts. I know that's a thing for sharks too, but probably would apply here to some extent. But yeah, they swim very fast. Like you don't ever want to be in the water with one because you will lose. Like, if it's angry and it wants you will lose. Like you're not winning that. So we lucked out big time with it. And we knew it was a gator too, because we saw the motherfucker like actively following somebody, and once we were out, you could really tell that like you could see its snout like a little bit over the water, and like you'd see a smidge of its body, but the water wasn't super clear, so it would only last for like a second. Like it would only go so deep before it was just completely gone. But yeah, no, we lucked out big time not having to die. Usually a bad thing you don't want to happen, but we lucked out, so. Still cool though, but man, it definitely was sketchy. It's cool to look back on. I'm just gonna laugh about it, but nah, it was very sketchy when it did happen, so just lucky it wasn't worse. Hey, this is a pretty cool bit of stone with nice space right now, so not too bad. Let's see here. Wonder what I should. Well, I know I wanted the storage area in this and all that, but I don't know what specifically I should build. I'll still have to figure that out at some point. I don't have a design I settled on yet, and I probably won't for a while. It'll probably just be like a massive chest with some free space in the back or whatever, but just still be pretty good. Looks cool though, I like it. I think it's a little bit too like I don't know, it needs to be a little bit more defined or at least textured. So we will probably come back with some slabs and stairs like way later on. Maybe like this block here would be replaced with like a stair or something, just so there's like that little like slit where it's there, give it a little bit of definition and texture instead of it just all being stone. But I think the arches look cool. I think the spacing looks great. I can probably just hollow it out in the back and deeper into the mountain a little bit more, but otherwise it looks pretty cool. I don't have to change a whole bunch about it, so pretty good. Whoops. Do that. There we go. I'm getting close to kind of getting started with my life finally. I've got maybe a year left of college or so. Once I actually do go back, I'm still waiting to get all my application stuff filled out. They want my high school transcript for some fucking reason, even though I'm transferring from another university already. And they're very picky about it has to come straight from the county school district and all that, and like not from you, even if it's in a sealed envelope that they provided. Like it's it has to come from them. And it's really fucking annoying that it does have to come from them, because otherwise I should have been done with this by now. But I'm just waiting for that to get all done and dusted, and I'm not sure about the cutoff date. I'm hoping when they say November 1st, because I was trying to double check, but of course they're incredibly fucking vague with anything ever when it comes to college. When they say November 1st, they say preferred application deadline is November 1st, but like that doesn't fucking mean anything to me, and then they just do not elaborate on it, and I don't fucking, I don't get what they mean by that, so it's just very annoying. But I'm going to college for finance. And actually, if I'd figured this out a couple of years earlier, I would have already had my bachelor's right now, fun fact. But I wanted to do computer science first, found out I was bad at it, switched over to accounting, thought that it was maybe too limiting, so then I should switch over to finance so I can at least apply for more shit. And that's where I've settled, and that's where I like it right now, because it's easy work. Easy work once you get the hang of it, of course, but once you actually get a job with it, you're not like doing anything super strenuous, and it's definitely something I have a good chance of doing, like work from home anyways. And plus, it opens itself up to a lot of like management positions, and I can always go back to school for my MBA later as well if I really want to try and get some big wig like management job or whatever. If I do, I'll be making a ton of money, and then I can just quit after enough time and just never have to do anything again. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, the real estate and insurance, that's a side thing. That's not actually for my college. I'm like going to college for finance, just for a standard finance degree. Just because I do want a degree, since the state is paying for it, since I was able to qualify for that. I have a state-funded scholarship that pays for your whole college degree. If you have like a really high GPA, you score really high in the ACT, SAT, all that kind of stuff. And I did all that when I was a kid. Like when I was like 14 or so, I ended up getting like just good enough on like the ACT or the SAT. It was the one that's graded out of like 36. I got like a 29 out of 36, which is just the benchmark you needed for 100% of your scholarship. Or they would fund 100% of your school for like 5 years or 120 credit hours if you got that scholarship, and I did. So earned it for sure. It took quite a long time and a lot of effort, but I did earn it. And yeah, it's pretty good. I do wish I had wait, what the when did I actually take the fucking ACT? Wait, when did I take the ACT? It wasn't 2020, right? No, because I swear to God I would remember that if it was because of COVID. It really might have been like, no, it couldn't have been. I know I was working towards my community service in 2019, I want to say. I guess it has been that long, huh? Yeah, it about adds up. Yeah, I don't actually remember when I took my ACT. I want to say it was like in 2018 or something. I just don't feel like that's right though. I don't know. It had to have been 2018 or 2019, because it was for sure before I really started buckling down on applying for colleges. But it was well before COVID, like well before COVID. So I want to say it was 2018, which is kind of nuts because I wasn't really that old to be taking an exam like that with that big of stakes. I mean, I was only like 15 when I had taken that. If that ends up being the case, that's kind of nuts, but. Oh, well, I would have liked to do computer science even now, but I'm just really fucking bad at programming, and it moved way too quickly, and I just didn't have like the time to like sit down and understand it compared to how fast the class was moving. But no, finance ended up being better for me because it's pretty much just simple math. You get to learn a couple of new terms or whatever, but for the most part, it's simple math with simple formulas. You just understand. The hard part is understanding and being able to explain what they mean. But once you kind of nail that, you can like confidently tell yourself and others what it is and what it means. It's really not too bad. Half of it is just trying to figure out how to calculate shit, but it's one of those kind of jobs though where like once you learn the basics of it, it's probably something that like once you get a real job with it, all you're really gonna need are those basics for the most part. You might need a couple of niche things sometimes, but like you're not gonna need all the crazy shit they're telling you about right now. And even if you do, you can like look it up to some extent. You don't have to like know all of it from memory. Shouldn't be over relying on Google for that kind of stuff, but if you need a helping hand, you have the option for it. You're always allowed to ask for help and get it, and and you get paid for it too. But money is a big motivator for me. Might as well work with it. You know, why not? But it really doesn't seem like it'll be that bad. It's pretty varied in what you can do with finance, and it's always going to be in demand to some extent anywhere. They need someone for bookkeeping or for budgeting projections and whatnot. Or another thing too. Oh shit! I just thought of that. I might want to look into that. I might be able to become a consultant at some point for like a company, like a third-party contractor. I don't know if I have to get certified for anything in that, but if I do, that actually would be a perfect thing to snag. I'm gonna actually have to look into that when I'm thinking of that. That's another thing too. Yeah, computer science changes like wickedly fast, but finance doesn't. Accounting does to some extent because of like tax law changes and all that, and you are expected and required to like know the changes. But in finance, you're just explaining to a company that, hey, you're spending too much money on something. You need to change up what's going on. Are you actually in budget? Are you managing your overhead? Are your books being balanced? Is everything like okay? Are you actually like, committing tax fraud? I would have been more if I was stuck with accounting, but and in finance it's not really too bad. Especially if I'm like a financial advisor or something. But that was a term. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I don't think you can be a consultant and an advisor are two separate things, but shit, if I can get certified online to be allowed to become like a financial advisor, that would be like kind of a freelance thing. That'd be fucking huge because it's a third party contract thing. They pay like big money for that kind of like niche, like stupid fucking goofy shit. I could probably make some serious money out of that. Exactly. It's still stable though. But stability is nice. I just want a job that pays a lot, or multiple jobs that pay a lot if you have enough of them, kind of deal. But they're still like easy in return. But I'd rather have like five like stupidly easy jobs that each pay like maybe like 30 or like 20 grand a year than one like wickedly hard job that pays like 120 grand a year, because it's just, you know, having good mental health and not feeling like I am like super rushed to do anything is kind of important to me. Not that I can't be rushed or nothing, or that I don't work under pressure, but like I don't want to have to just be doing that 24/7, with like a specific job that's like really fucking aggressive about it. You know what I mean? I want to be able to take some time to do stuff. Oh, it's pretty fair. I could do that. I should do that too, actually, but the same thing with me learning how to draw. I was doing that a little bit and then I kind of fell out of it by accident, so I think I've hit a small limit on how far this can go, realistically, unless I want to fill in this entire cave. Oh shit, they can't get out through this, can they? No, they can't. Okay, good. Alright. This was an old cave I have just here, just because. Been kind of hanging around for ages. Um, this should pretty much be the limit that I want to hit, and then I'll probably just be done for a little while. Might do some other things, but for the most part, it's a cool hole. I should probably try patching up some of the other things too outside, but who knows? I haven't done it in a while, so there we go. Yep. I can draw in the same way like a 3-year-old can draw, yeah. Technically anyone can draw, but that doesn't mean anyone should or that they're good at it, so. But, no, I can draw a little bit. I need to sit down and actually, like, draw more if I really want to, like, get the hang of it. But I do want to learn. I think it's interesting. It's cool. Fun little side hobby to do. Draw some of the very, like, shitty stuff that's in my head that's just very cursed, Not really that cursed, but it just would be funny. But the potential for it is huge, I think it'd be cool. But nah, drone's not too bad as long as you can probably like just take some time, sit down and practice. That's all you really have to do is just practice and like learn a couple of basics. The main thing is practicing and getting used to like drawing. I know about the whole like basic shape thing, like you can break down like any like one thing into like a ton of like simpler shapes and then like erase and connect them from there. It's just a matter of doing that because I'm not actually drawing on like pen and paper or anything. I'm drawing like digitally with a mouse. Not even a drawing tab, like a fucking mouse, which is the other big thing. Is figuring out how to do that. So that was another thing too, because I also had to learn the program on how to draw on top of it. So Worked out pretty well actually. I made some actual stuff out of it. It looked fine. It wasn't anything stellar, but I have definitely made worse, so pretty good all around. At least passable. It was just some like simple stuff like Kirby though, so it wasn't anything like too crazy, you know. Kirby simple, easy shapes. Kind of get the hang of drawing a circle for a little bit, you know. That's right. This kind of vaguely cuts into the staircase that's here, which I can probably just redo anyway. So what does it matter? How it goes. Cutting out this dirt that's in the ceiling. Should be almost good, and then I can start filling it all back in with stone. There we go. Alright. Let's go ahead and smooth that out. Same with over here. On one. There we go. That's it more or less. There's still like a smidge of stuff left to do, but I'll look at that at the underside and see. Of course, some of this stuff is going to get covered up with dirt and whatnot. I'll probably just reblend it to kind of fit back in with this little bit of dirt over here or something, but it's not too important at the moment, so I won't worry about it. It will get done though, but here we go, do a little something like that. That's most of it. Alright, good. Whoops. Did not mean to carve out that much though. I'm gonna have to get this pickaxe fixed up too on top of that. Not too bad though. I actually have no idea. I would like to hope so, but honestly, I really am not sure. Still getting kind of like sparse recently because I still have stuff I need to do here, and then I just don't like streaming when my mom's home too. She doesn't really care or nothing, but she's just kind of loud and just, just I just don't like being around her honestly. So I'd rather enjoy this stuff by myself. So I'm gonna say maybe. Not a no, but it's not a yes either. So who knows? But if I did, it'll probably be at around like this time, maybe a little bit later or so. But it should still be pretty good. I'm not really doing a whole lot either way. Just doing some basic building and all using it, so couldn't be too bad. Got the same kind of stuff. This is a lot of space though. I'll have to go get this pickaxe fixed up and then probably be done for the day, honestly. I'm getting kind of tired. I need to go eat something too. I haven't exactly had lunch yet either. Even breakfast, so I had to make sure to eat. Or that, just a little. Oh. And then I'll just carve a strip of this down. Alright, thanks for stopping by again, Joseph. Appreciate it, Nice talking to you again. See ya, and good luck. Let's get more of this stuff dug out, though. Probably get the rest of this room done today. Get the walls all polished up with stone. There should be other blocks I should be using, at least for, like, the floor and all that, but, oh, some of the polished blocks, yeah, I actually have, polished diorite, andesite, granite, and I can get a ton of it, too, so I really do need to start using that kind of stuff more. Same with quartz, too. I want to start using quartz again. It just takes a little bit of time for me to grind, but it is worth it, so should do that. How are we doing? 192. Okay, so we're gonna finish this up and then hop on over to the trading hall to go get it fixed again. And we do have a nice healthy amount of emeralds too, so that should be pretty good. Shouldn't have to worry about. We can probably make a basic little machine at some point to put enchantment bottles in. Oh, you know, like a dispenser and like a simple like little comparator clock. Um, just so that way I can just still be holding a totem while it's happening. It should be completely safe up there. You just, you know, I've lived for so long by being like extremely careful. You know, I'd like to keep it that way. I really do think this world could last for a very long time. If I mean, truly, if not indefinitely, but it, you know, can't ever count on it being infinite, of course. But realistically, I'm pretty careful to the point where I don't really see myself dying. Or if I do, like, what if I would die? I'm holding a totem, and I have backup totems in my like inventory too to boot. So it's not like I like one time out of a totem, I'm like really fucked. You know, I have extras all the time everywhere. You know, so it's not really too bad. All right, we're nearly done with this last section finally. I don't plan on expanding it out really any more than this. This is a pretty big and girthy room as is. Um, really should serve me well. I don't really need to make it any bigger to be honest. So we'll just kind of clean up the floor a little bit. You know, replace some bits with stone. Um, some of the walls too, naturally. And here we go. And we'll keep picking that stuff away. There we go. Alright, finally. Getting done with this shit. Alright, there we go. As far as I can tell, seems like we're pretty good. But yeah, next time we have a very large room to work with. That's cool. Looks neat. You've got actual like open access to just direct skylight. I can maybe turn this like ominous flat bit into more like a courtyard. It just looks pretty, you know. That could actually be pretty good. Um, but we'll just go ahead and like pack this stuff away, for example, and catalyst too, I guess. Thought as that is. We'll take that back. We'll put that away, and we'll go ahead and pop on up to. We'll pop on up to the Nether, not the Nether, the Parthenon. I was gonna say it through the Nether, but not happening either way. But it's starting to come together again, you know. Starting to get a little bit happier with this stuff, and I'm starting to get back into the swing of things. So hopefully, I can keep up this kind of pace. There's no pressure to do that, of course, but I do like that you can at least see one of them from here. It definitely is very blocky, and that little splotch there needs to be filled in with stone. But adding in some texture and some physical depth with like stairs and like slabs ought to help massively. On top of like certain like stone bricks and things of that nature, that should help too. And like cobblestone, that'd be a pretty good thing to mix in every now and then, or like andesite. But mainly like shaving away the edge a little bit to give it a little bit more of a rounded and like sanded look. Maybe adding in another archway, even if it's covered by the landscape a little bit, just for some consistency, so it's not just ominously blank when you know it shouldn't be blank. Like you can look at this and know that there's like a blank spot where one of those should be, you know. So we'll have to do something about that another time. But I think it can look very cool once it's done, you know. Um, it's missing water too. Not that part specifically, but I am missing water just kind of hanging out in like this base because it's all just kind of it's all a lot of green, which is great, but you know, like the brown of the oak like kind of helps like distinguish it pretty nicely. The white of the snow looks great. You know, the dirt stands out, but then like the stone and the green, they all kind of are just there. So I want more like color. You know, I want blues and like you know maybe even get some reds back in there at some point doing something. You know, could look pretty cool, but we need some more color out of this. But for the most part, it's a lot less cluttered than it was before. But there's still like nice, cool, big, distinct things that are just kind of out. But it's not cluttered anymore, or it's not nearly as cluttered. It still is dense, but there's still enough room to breathe and like actually like look at stuff, and I like that. So I'm feeling a lot better about this now. But yeah, we'll I'll have to reshape and terraform that at some point. Still is fine for right now too, don't get me wrong, but I'll need to do some stuff on the underside of this. But for the moment, it's passable. Really quick, all that's happening. We've got a surplus of emeralds at the moment, so we don't actually have to make any more. However, I should be careful what I buy with these. And what I'm going to buy with them is probably going to be bottles of enchantment, to be perfectly honest. Mainly because I've always wanted to just stockpile an ungodly amount of them. So let's just do that, because, you know, why not? Yeah, alright. But you know exactly how this is going to go, so shouldn't be too bad. We'll just put the, elytra on. But yeah, we're just going to go down the list here really quickly and just buy them up. Now, I won't get all the XP in one big go like normal because the brewing stands are actually like pretty thin, so it'll just go right through them. We've already got our elytra fixed up. Let's maybe pick another tool out there. Yeah, we should be able to get all of our tools fixed out without even having to use a bottle of enchanting, but they're just nice to have more as like on the go stuff. Like if I'm way out on like the end or something another day, trying to get more elytras or something, it's good to have these, you know? Or if I desperately need my tools to be fixed because I can't head back, so I'm in the nether strip mining for ancient debris, you know? It's good to have these. I need to reorganize my ender chest again with the shulker boxes that I do have, because it's... Yeah, these guys definitely have eaten up a lot of my emeralds between this and also the redstone that I bought off of them is insane. Like, it adds up pretty fucking quickly, and it's better than making a witch... Well, I wouldn't say it's better than making a witch farm, because a witch farm is automatic, to be fair. But I like it better than a witch farm because I don't have to be there for it. Or like AFK. Like, I have to actually be doing stuff here, and it still doesn't take that long to amass like a lot of redstone. Like, I can get a whole shulker box of redstone dust in a single, like, in-game day, so that's kind of a big deal for me. Because, you know, you're not going to run out very easily by doing that. Because before I would have to go strip mining for redstone ore, and that was just kind of whatever. But here, it's just, like, it's easy street, you know? Don't gotta think too hard about it, you just kind of do it. It's pretty good. There we go. And it should fix up pretty much the rest of my tools, more or less. And it did. Yep, so everything's all fixed up in one go. My pickaxe was nearly broken, my elytra's about half broken, same with the shovel. Fixed all of it up and all my extra tools. And all it was just me buying stuff I get to keep to boot. So it's not just for XP, it's actually like good to have too. So we've got a little bit of emeralds left over. Not too many, but enough to hold me over pretty well, I'd have to say. I suppose we can just dump these in here, but look at that, man. That's a lot of XP bottles. You don't tend to see that many anywhere, you know? It's pretty nice. Very cool, and I like it. So, hey, it's been pretty good today. We'll just go jump off a cliff or something back to my base. But I'm pretty happy with what I've done. You know, it's just still more of a gradual thing. I could stream for another like 4 or 5 hours or something, to be honest, but I just don't want to. You know, I'm still trying to get in the back of the swing of things, and it's important for me not to get burnt out right now. And there's no rush either. You know, I need to do something to distinguish it from the top too, or something. But you know, I'm liking it. It's looking better. You know, it took some time for me to really kind of get the feel of this, but knocking out all the old terrain and just kind of starting over definitely has helped me out a little bit here. Some of the stairs can change, but they might need to be updated and like overhauled a little bit. But I do like the kind of like feel of it, you know. Like you could just be down there in the mountains, ominously, like, you know, just kind of cool and like foreboding. Got a nice little hut here, that still needs to be furnished and like actually look good with a floor. But like you're down here at this level. You've got your storage system. You're looking at a cool tree. You're looking at a really cool tall mountain, and then just barely off in the distance, you can kind of vaguely make out this massive fucking building like way up in the sky. and I just think that's cool. See if I can load it in the render distance at 14. Yeah, you can. Okay. So once the actual building is finished and it's connected up with the mountain, that'll look even cooler, and especially once it's got the once like the little bit of stone that needs to be like here to like connect it up, so it's not just hanging over the edge. That'll help it out a lot too. But just having that cool like foreboding building like way up in the sky like that, I just think that's cool. And of course you still got the house, little hill. But down here at this angle, you can see a lot, and I think that looks cool. So we're gonna set the render distance back. The chunk loader is still active. We're just gonna ignore it. Actually, no, I need to not ignore it. We're gonna go fix that up really quickly. It's just a quick flight over. It shouldn't take too long. But it is something that needs to be done though, so let's go ahead and do that. Negative X, yep. There we go. I'm gonna have to do some stuff on the nether roof at some point. Thought I don't know if you've seen any Hermitcraft episodes recently, but there's been a crossover between them and Empires, SMP, and all that. But one little detail I noticed on their nether roof, funny enough, I fucking went too far off the deep end, didn't I? Uh-oh. I haven't had this happen before, but I should have been expecting it for what it's worth. Fuck. Alright, whatever. Negative X, negative Z. Head a little bit back towards negative Z here. And a little bit towards positive X, yeah. I should come back on something here soon. If not, I still have the book, but I shouldn't have tried to jump the gun so hard with skipping all those torches. That's kind of what they're there for, you know? Ah, shit. Yeah, that one's just on me. Luckily I got the book, but... we'll just head to a 0-0 really quickly. I know there should be something over there. I can find my way back from there. But main thing I was saying though was using carpet on the nether roof, like different colors of it to show like different paths. It's pretty cool. I like that, so I want to probably do that at some point. But yeah, we found the way back, so that's good. That's positive. Yeah, I really shouldn't have jumped the gun like that. That's just kind of on me. Okay, here we go. Should be back to normal here, so I should be coming up on the turn there. Alrighty, that's a little better. Lock it, should get the redstone block back. There it is. We're good, and we're out. I think I tried turning it a little bit too early, and that kind of screwed me, so. But yeah, carpet on the nether roof, cool idea, actually useful. I should probably do that. Especially for a certain branching path as well, you know. That would be kind of useful to have carpet. But no, we should be good here for today. Let's see here. I might also redo, not that I would ever need more villagers in the trading hall, but I should probably raise it up off the ground so I can walk under it comfortably. But no, we're pretty good for right now. It is currently day 1631, about to be day 32. But yeah, we got some terraforming done. It's been a nice easy day, and that is gonna have to do it for me today on day 16. So yeah, it's been fun. Thank y'all for watching. Hopefully these things become a little bit more frequent again. May not last as long as they used to because I got burnt out doing that, but at least I am starting to come back a little bit. So yeah, thanks.